People say type 2 diabetes is irreversible. You're on meds for life. All these people are apparently liars.
The biggest one is I'm no longer diabetic. My A1C went from 7.1 down to 5.7 in July.
My A1C in the hospital was 13%. Today is 321 days on Carnivore. My A1C, I had gotten it down to like 5.7.
So I was pre-diabetic. My A1C was like 6.2, 6.3. I'm now 5.7. So only in 3 months, I dropped 5 or 6 points on my A1C.
My first blood draw was I was a 6.3 A1C. My most recent A1C was down to 5.7.
Well, I just did another A1C a few weeks ago, and now it is, I think, 5.6. Whatever the measurement is that gets you out of pre-diabetic range and into not diabetic range. So I just made that too.
My A1C actually dropped down to 5.7. So it went from 11.1 in 3 months' time to 5.7.
Type 2 diabetes is gone. My A1C is 4.8.
As of today, as of 5 hours ago, I am off 100% of my diabetic medications.
My A1C, it was 7.2, is down 5.5.
My previous A1C was back in November of 23, was a 6.8. And then in April of this year was a 5.8.
My journey, and I reversed my type 2 diabetes.
And my A1C was like 9.7, 9.8. I brought my A1C down to 5. What was it? I think 5.7 is like right at the edge of pre-diabetes. I brought it down to that in 6 months.
From May to September, I went from a 5.9 on A1C to a 5.6. It was over. No more pre-diabetes. It's done.
My A1C was 7.8, and I think the last time I had it checked about a year ago, it was 5.3.
So I reversed my diabetes.
I reversed my type 2 diabetes. Today's day 513, so it was early on when I decided to just stop the insulin, and it was probably 3 months into it.
My family doctor said I had an A1C of 7.5 and therefore type 2 diabetic. I got my A1C down to 5.4.
During that time, my highest A1C was actually 9.8, which was high, and that really concerned my doctor. So since I've been on Carnivore, after 4 months, I went and had an A1C test, and it was 5.7, which...
The best part about it is that my diabetes was getting so bad, at one time, the worst, that my A1C was 10.9. And then in August of last year, it was 4.8.
I have reversed my pre-diabetes within 2 months.
I was like, oh, look what I did. And what I did is I went from an A1C of 10.3 to an A1C of 5.5.
I went from 7.1 A1C down to a 5.8 in less than 90 days.
She said, your blood work looks great. Your A1C is normal. She said, if you haven't stopped them already, you can stop taking all your meds. She's like, I wouldn't consider you a diabetic anymore.
A couple of weeks later, I go to my doctor as a follow-up for this appointment. And he says, well, your A1C is 9.8 or something. My last blood test, my doctor was like, I can't believe it. Your A1C is, 5.8. And your kidney functions return to normal.
Yeah, like I went being diabetic, I was like 7.4 A1Cs, which is diabetic. And by the time my first blood test came around, I was a 5.6, and anything below, And
type 2 diabetes is gone. Type 2 diabetes is gone because of Carnivore. I'm off all my medications.
So she told me that I had a pretty chronic and severe case of type 2 diabetes. My A1C was extremely high at about over 13%, 13.2, I think, percent. So I was off of insulin within 60 days of starting. And within 92 days, of my diagnosis, I had completely reversed type 2 diabetes. So my A1C had dropped to 5.6%.
No longer type 2 diabetic. No longer, my A1C, my last check, my A1C was 5.2. That's down from about 8.
Interesting.
And of course, there's a point at which anecdotal evidence on case studies of one actually just becomes plain evidence.
If sugar doesn't cause type 2 diabetes, then why does type 2 diabetes disappear when you take out the sugar?
And also, if sugar doesn't cause type 2 diabetes, why is the defining qualification of type 2 diabetes too much sugar in your blood? Wake up, people.